Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. Today's sequence is about releasing the inner thighs and the hips, a little bit of strengthening work. If you do struggle with being down on your knees on the mat, or if you've got a very hard floor, then make sure that you've got a blanket and you can pop a blanket underneath your knees if you need to. So let's make a start. Make sure you're nice and comfortable, and we'll start standing today. And let's just begin with the feet hip distance apart, parallel. Bring the palms of hands in front of the chest. Taking a few moments here, so closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable. Just feeling into the soles of the feet, and particularly the base of the big toe, the little toes, outside edge of the heel and the inner edge of the heel. A little bit of a lift through the inner arches of the feet. And drawing the energy up the legs, micro bend through the knees so you're not locking them out. And having a sense of that energy continuing up and out through the entire spinal column, all the way to the crown of the head. Soft face, shoulder heads dropping away from the ears. And perhaps there's an intention that you would like to bring into your practice today. Repeating your intention 3 times to yourself. And then let's blink open the eyes, releasing the arms down by your side. Let's open the feet out so they're nice and wide and feet are slightly turned out. You just want your knees to be able to track over towards the second toe when we start to bend them. So taking the arms out to the side, take an inhale. As you exhale, bend through the legs, crossing the arms, little double bounce with the legs here. So we're coming down, so little double bounce and then extend. Thinking about the shoulders staying stacked over the hips as we come into this bend. Knees tracking towards that second toe. Starting to warm up through the legs here. Let's just go a couple more. We'll go for 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, bring the arms all the way up, palms and hands together. Exhale to draw the hands down through the center line, pressing the knees back, and let's just hold it down here in our goddess pose. Letting the hips sink down as you press the knees back, and you'll start to feel those inner thighs start to heat up, as well as the quadriceps as well. Use that breath to meet the rising sensation. We've got 3 more full breaths. Maybe you can sink down a little bit deeper for 3, for 2, for 1. Take an inhale, stretching the legs up. Exhaling, come back down into your bent leg position, bringing the hands onto the thighs, and then just giving yourself a little bit of a rock from side to side here. Shifting the weight over to one foot and then the other. And then taking an inhale, as you exhale, bring the hands down and then rotate the feet into your parallel position. Take another in-breath to lengthen out through the spine. And then as you exhale, drawing the quadriceps up and then starting to walk the hands back in between the feet. If it feels comfortable, you can take the hands all the way back past the legs, palms facing down, crown of the head reaching towards the mat. Lifting the shoulders away from the ears. And weight shifting forward onto the balls of feet. So try not to hang into the backs of the legs here. Keep drawing the quadriceps up. One more full breath. And then walking the hands back out. Walking your hands over towards this left leg and then stepping back into your down facing dog. Open the knees out wide, bring the big toes together. You're sitting back, coming into your child's pose position. You take the left hand flat onto the mat, reach the right arm up, take an inhale, looking towards that right hand, and then threading that right hand through underneath the left arm, trying to bring that right shoulder as far over towards that left knee as you can, and then extend the left arm away long. Pressing down through the back of the right hand as you turn the chest towards the left. Keep breathing. Bring that left hand back in, and then coming back onto both hands for a moment, and then right hand is flat. Take that left arm up, looking towards the left hand. Inhale, exhale, threading that left hand under the right and trying to bring that left shoulder as far over towards that right knee as you can. Head can rest down if it reaches. Right hand extending away. Back of that left hand pressing down onto the ground as you try to turn the upper body towards the right. And then let's take an inhale. Bring that right hand in, releasing. Coming into your tabletop for a moment so you can transition into down facing dog. Finding your down facing dog. Pressing down through all 10 knuckles of the hands. Trying to shift weight into the fingers and out of the wrists. Taking the focus to the legs for a moment. Think about lifting through the inner arches of the feet and then draw the energy up the inner thighs as you hold your down dog. Just notice if that provides you any more space to lengthen out through the waist and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Steady gaze with the eyes. Now let's take an inhale to rise up onto the balls of the feet, and then exhale to lower. 2 more like that. Inhale to rise and exhale to lower. And one more time. Inhale to rise, exhale to lower. Let's take an inhale to rise, exhale, hold the heels up. Inhale to reach that right leg up to your three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping it forward in between the hands. Coming down onto the left knee, release the left big toe. Now this is somewhere where you might want to pop that blanket underneath the left knee. Reaching the arms up, interlacing the hands at the base of the head. Supporting the back of the head with the hands, thinking about lengthening the back of the neck and the crown of the head lifting up. Pelvic, that left hip bone scooping up, taking an inhale, keep that pelvis right underneath you, lift the sternum up, and then as you exhale, we're going to C-curve through the spine. So draw the belly button in, letting the chin drop in, and then going the other way again. So a little cat-cow action with the upper body here. Inhaling, lift the sternum and the eyes, and then exhaling. Draw the navel in, C-curve through the spine. And one more time. Inhale, and then exhale. And then inhale, come back to center, release those hands. Bring the hands to frame the front foot, inhaling, and then exhale, straightening into this right leg as much as you can, flexing the right foot up towards the face. Just staying a little bit more upright for the time being. If you need to keep this right leg slightly bent, that's fine. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, we're going to rotate this right leg out to the right hand side. So really just kind of feeling a little bit more into the outer right leg for the moment. Keep that right foot flexed. And then take an inhale, come back through center and rotate the leg inwards. Again, feeling a bit more on the outside of that right thigh. And then coming back to center, take an inhale, and then exhale, folding down a little bit further if that feels available. And then let's take an inhale to bend into that right leg, walk your hands forward. Kickstand this left leg back, rotating to face the side of your mat, and then bring this right leg out to the side, and you might need to just open this left knee out a little bit more as well. So right heel is in line with that left knee, and then we're coming into our half frog position here. So walking that right leg out, Coming down to the forearms if that feels available. Press down through the outer edge of that right foot and lift the front of the body a little bit away from the mat, even though you're kind of leaning forward down towards the ground. So we're just supporting the action here by lifting the belly up towards the back body. Finding your breath, just noticing if there's any little pockets of space. One more full breath. And then walking the hands back up, bringing this right leg in a little bit close towards you, and then rotate the foot to face the top of the mat, and we're bending into this 90-degree angle, coming back upright, extending the arms out to the side. Inhale, right forearm down, left arm up and over. So opening up through that left side body, press down through that right forearm. And then taking an inhale, come back upright, placing that left hand down, so wrist underneath that right shoulder, right arm up and over, and option, lifting that right leg up. And you could interlace, or not interlace, sorry, support the base of the head here and turn the eyes to look up towards the ceiling. And one more full breath. And then placing that right leg down, coming back upright, inhale. Exhale to rotate to face the top of the mat, tuck the back toes under, stepping back into your down facing dog. Just taking a moment here. One full breath, in and out. Rise up onto the balls of the feet, take that left leg up, inhale, exhale to step it forward in between the hands, dropping down to the right knee, release the top of the right foot down. Taking the arms up and interlacing the hands at the base of the head, letting the head lean back into the hands and starting to create a little bit of gentle traction to lengthen up through the spine. Thinking about that right hip bone lifting up rather than dropping down. That right hip bone lifting up, shoulders stacked over the hips. Take an inhale to lift the sternum, little upper back bend here, and then exhale, C-curving the upper body. Draw the navel in as you C-curve through the upper spine. And again, inhale, little upper body release, and then exhale. Pressing down through the heel of that left foot. And again, inhale, and exhale. We'll just go one more time. Inhaling, and exhaling. And then coming back to center, releasing the hands down by the front foot, taking an inhale, and then exhale to straighten into this left leg. Flex the left foot towards the face, staying a little bit more upright to begin. Inhaling, and then exhale to turn that left foot out. So left toes pointing towards the left side, keeping that left foot flexed. Taking an inhale to come through center and rotate the left toes towards the midline. And then come back to center, keeping it parallel, inhaling, and then exhale, coming forward to where you can. Continue to stay with the breathing. And then bending into this left leg, walk your hands forward, rotate or kickstand this right foot back behind you as you turn to face the side of the mat. Bring the left heel forward so that the left heel lines up with that right knee, and you might be able to open out that right leg a little bit wider, and then coming forward down onto your forearms if possible into your half frog. You're trying to keep that left foot parallel, pressing down through the outer edge of that left foot, lifting the front of the body away from the mat. Long, slow breaths. Just noticing if there's any unnecessary effort that you can let go of here. Releasing the jaw. Soften the shoulders. One more full breath. And then starting to make your way back up onto the hands if you're a bit further down. Bringing that left leg a little bit closer in towards you and turn the left toes to face the front of the mat. So you're coming into that 90-degree position with the legs, coming upright with the torso, inhaling, and then exhale, left forearm down, right arm up and over. Maybe eyes looking up towards the ceiling, opening up through the right side body, and then taking an inhale, coming upright, taking that right wrist underneath the left shoulder, left arm up and over, pressing down through the outer edge of that left foot, or lifting that left leg up. Maybe eyes are looking towards the ceiling. Option here to cradle the base of the head to lengthen out through the neck. And then releasing the hand, taking an inhale to come back upright. Exhale to rotate that left toe to face the front of the mat and step back into your down facing dog. Just taking a couple of breaths in your down facing dog. Now for this next one, just bend both knees for a moment, and then we're going to take this right ankle on top of the left thigh. So as if you're coming into your figure four. And we're going to bend a little bit more into this left leg, and then as you exhale, straighten, press the right knee back. And then we're just going to take another bend, and then straighten. One more time. Bend, lifting the heel, left knee bends towards the mat, and then straighten. And then let's go once again, we're going to bend, and this time we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. Release the top of the left foot down and release the top of the right foot down. So you're coming into your all fours position, but you're in a figure four. Spreading through the fingers, and let's take a few cat-cows in this position. So curling the tailbone up towards the ceiling, extending through the spine, lifting the eyes, inhale, and then exhale to tuck the tailbone under. Lift the front of the body towards the back body, tucking the chin in. And again, inhale. Just use your own breath cycle to find your cat-cow. And last one. And then coming back into a neutral position. Continue to cross this right leg over and take the left foot a little bit over towards the right. We're going to sit back into our Gomukhasana or cow face. So you're walking the hands back and you're trying to get both sitting bones down. Now if that doesn't work for you, just come down to a seated position and then come back into this pose. Or if you need to keep this underneath leg long, that's also an option. So finding what works for you, or sometimes sitting up on a block or a blanket can also help maintain this position. So we're trying to stack knee to knee, both sitting bones down, hands down by your side, take an inhale. As you exhale, take the left hand away from the left hip, right arm up and over, pressing down through the right sitting bone. Maybe eyes looking up towards the ceiling. That left shoulder dropping away from the ear. Take an inhale, coming back upright. As you exhale, start to walk the hands forward to where you can. Just noticing if there's any way you can soften. Take an inhale to start to walk the hands back and then shifting forward so we can come back into our down facing dog. So we're coming into all fours, taking that left leg back, releasing the right leg, tucking the toes under and coming back into down facing dog. Just taking a couple of breaths in your down dog. And then bending both knees, lifting the heels up, and then taking that left ankle and flexing that left foot, coming into your figure 4 here. So you're going to bend and then try to straighten, and then taking a bend, inhale, and then exhale to try to straighten. Keep pressing evenly to both hands, and then inhale to bend, and exhale to straighten. And then last one, let's bend, and then we're coming all the way down onto the mat, releasing the top of that the right foot and top of the left foot, pressing that left knee back. Once again, finding your tabletop position and coming into a few cat-cows here. So thinking about lifting the tailbone up, extending through the entire spine, tips of the shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale to curl the tailbone under. Lift the lower ribs back in towards the back body, and then inhale to extend, and then exhale. Press the mat away. Just go a few more in your own breath cycle. And then finishing off your last one, coming back to neutral spine, bringing this left leg a little bit further over and the right leg over to the left, and then starting to walk your hands back to come into a seated position, or make your way there however you need to. Remember, option to keep that bottom leg extended out. Trying to keep both sitting bones down on the ground, hands by your side. Inhale. As you exhale, let's reach this right hand away and then take the left arm up and over, dropping the right shoulder away from the right ear. Maybe eyes looking up towards the ceiling. And then taking an inhale, coming back upright. And then as you exhale, starting to walk your hands forward. And listening in for any little pockets of space. And then let's take an inhale, walk your hands back up, and now let's just release the legs out, coming a little bit further down your mat so you can come down onto the back. Let's take a little moment just to allow the back body to relax onto the mat. And then we're going to extend the left leg away and bring the right leg into your half happy baby. So if you can hold behind the thigh, hold the ankle, or if you can, holding the outer edge of that right foot. Placing the left hand on top of the left thigh, flex the left foot, or both feet flex, and then try to squeeze that right knee in towards the right armpit. Now that outer right hip wants to lift up to the right shoulder, so you want to try to extend that back down away from the right shoulder. Two more full breaths here. Just maybe being able to squeeze that right knee in a little bit more. Press down through the back of that left thigh. Take one more inhale. Exhale, squeezing in a little bit more. And then let's release that down. Let's just take both legs long for a moment, letting the feet fall away from one another, arms by your side, palms facing up. Noticing if there's any difference between the right and the left side of the body. And then let's open the eyes again, bringing that left knee in, flexing through that right leg, taking this left leg into your half happy baby, holding behind the thigh, holding the ankle or the outer edge of that left foot, trying to keep that leg parallel, right hand on top of the right thigh, keep that right foot flexed as well. Just thinking about squeezing that left knee in towards the left armpit, keeping the jaw relaxed. Easy breaths. Taking one more full breath. Inhale. stay for the exhale. Maybe squeeze the leg in a little bit more. And then let's release that left leg all the way down. Just for a moment, let's just let both feet fall away from one another. Once again, just checking in with any difference between the left or the right side. Or does that feel more balanced out now that we've done both sides? And bend the legs up just to finish off. Let's just do a bridge to even out the hips. Palms, the soles of the feet pressing down. Roll up through the spine, lifting the hips up. And we can just keep this one nice and relaxed. You don't have to press too high up with the hips. Just thinking about the inner edges of the feet, grounding down. Take one more inhale, tailbone reaching in between the knees. And then exhale, rolling all the way back down. And then extending the legs out long, coming into your Shavasana. Just make sure you're nice and warm. Making yourself as comfortable as you can. When you feel ready, closing down the eyes. Noticing what's in contact with the mat, the back surface of the body, backs of the legs, heels, outer edges of the feet, back of the pelvis, the mid-back and the upper back, backs of the shoulders, back of the arms and hands, and the back of the head. With each exhale, allowing the body to get a little bit heavier and a little bit softer. Resting here for the next few minutes. Please feel free to stay resting here if you would like to. If you're ready to start moving, start to take a few deeper, slower breaths once again. Bringing a bit of movement into the fingers and into the toes. You might give your wrists and your feet a few circles out in one direction and then the other direction. And then bending one leg up at a time, Just rolling over onto the side of your choice. Take a couple of moments just on the side. And then starting to make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Just finding your cross-legged position, resting the hands under the thighs, keeping the eyes closed for the last few moments. Allowing the face to be soft, shoulders soft. Bringing the palms of the hands together in front of the chest. And if you were working with an intention today, you might like to recall your intention. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice today. Gently bowing the head down towards your hands. Namaste.